Yeah.
Man, the people who get up early are people who yearn for more.
That's what they say. Early bird catches the worm.
Man.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you guys.
All right, we on. All right, y'all. Welcome back to this ain't PoPolitickin. Welcome back to Just Two Black Brothers. I'm Poe, homie DJ Period. We got the homie Honor Moocher on the show. How you doing, bro?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Feeling good.
Yeah, you gotta explain that name.
Oh man, it ain't even all that complicated. I just put my name in the Wu-Tang name generator, and that's what I got.
Oh, you did. I forgot about that. That shit came up.
Yeah.
So it don't say what it mean or nothing, huh?
No, I mean I looked up Moocher, and like that's like one of those people that like, you know, takes everything from everybody and he's not giving anything back. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say is a Moocher. So I kind of vibed with it. I saw Childish Gambino got his name the same way in an interview, and I thought, damn, I never really knew anybody who did it that way. So I just did it for fun. And then I kind of liked how it vibed, and I was just like, yeah, what? But like I also got lots of names. Like people that have known me for a long time call me by different names, man. So
give us some of the different names.
Leopard, Professor Omitis, Perf, yeah, Lethargic, Diamond Dangle, yeah. The list goes on, man.
All right. And you say you in Africa right now?
Yeah.
All right. So how did hip hop go to Africa?
It's cool, man. It's cool. Like the underground scene is a little like a secret society. Like you gotta know the right clues and peeps that could point you in the right direction. Like if you came down, I don't think you'd find some poppin' places that easily. But in terms of very mainstream music, it's everywhere. So that's one of the best ways I describe it. Like in terms of my sound, cats are more hidden. They like the Sith. Like you know in Star Wars, like the Sith. The Jedi's are cool, they're like everywhere, but the evil Sith Lords, they could walk right among you and you wouldn't even know it, you know? That's how it is.
I think for the All-Star game, they had like all African artists performing. I think it was Tim's, Burna Boy, and I forgot the other artists. But you like Tim's?
I honestly don't know Tim's.
You don't know Tim's? Oh
but
man,
he is South Africa.
Like,
I think Tim's and them, they from Nigeria. They do like Afro beats.
Yeah, she had that song with Drake and Future that I will wait for you, I will wait for you. Tim's, T-E-M-E, T-E-M-E.
No, but they probably don't play Tim's down that way.
But she just won a Grammy.
But he in Africa.
I know. But
you gotta look Tim's up, man. Like she popping, she an R&B singer though. She not a rapper, but she popping right now.
Yeah.
She's from Nigeria though. So like I understand like
where you from?
You in South Africa, so you at the bottom. I don't know if they listen to Tim a lot in South Africa, but
you don't know Burna Boy? He got that song with Tony Braxton.
I know Burna Boy, but I know Burna Boy because of my wife, right?
She listens to Burna. He like probably the top Afro beats artist out right now. So
yeah. No, I even went to his show. He came down here in October last year, so we were at the concert.
So he around. But
Tim's is the same like him, because Tim's she popping too. T-E-M-S, Tim's. I might be saying
he don't know.
Wrong.
He don't know, Paul. We gotta move on.
Do you listen to Tim's?
But you should look her up though. T-E-M-S. She an R&B singer.
Okay.
But you know what it is? She real popular here in the US though.
You say she Nigerian. 27.
What language? And she sings in what, English?
Yeah.
Okay.
She sang that song with Drake and Future. That's why I was saying that I Will Wait For You.
Right.
Yeah, they won a Grammy for that song. But
okay.
I was listening to your album. You a boom bap fan.
That's right.
Yeah, I was like,
that's right.
When you come up with your bars though, like when you come up with bars like that, you gotta hear the beat first, or that's just something that's always forming, or those type of bars is always in your head. Because listen, man, when I grew up in California, and we made fun of rappers like that because but Californians didn't. We just cared about the beat. We didn't care about the lyrics. Like you would have been a star on the East Coast back in the day, but on the West Coast, they'd be like, man, what the hell he talking about? But you do you hear the beat first, or do you?
It's a bit of both. It's predominantly the beat first, but when I say a bit of both, if I have an idea, I'll write it down in a notebook, and then when I'm working on a track, based on the concept, if something I wrote down fits, I'll like put it in. But it's not like I have bars and bars that make up verses with no beat and just, throw them to a beat. That's not really my approach, but anything really is possible. It just doesn't happen all the time in that way.
Yeah. Now, because
you just taught me. You just taught me something I didn't know. Like I didn't know that California MCs approach it in that way. Like
when I grew up, growing up, man, we look. I remember we ciphers at lunch. Like we used to battle rap and do stuff at lunch, and like when I went to high school, it was a gangster rap era, man. Like you had to be shooting people, selling drugs, and fighting in your raps. But if you with some I'm the illest dip flop, man, like, man, get him out of here, man. We don't want to hear that.
Oh, that's so funny.
We had one dude from New York that went to my high school, and he would wear the bandana, one leg up with the Tim. Yo, he would get, man, they I mean, it wasn't bad what he was saying, it just wasn't what we all grew up listening to, so they should just mess with him all the time. Nobody wanted to hear the bars. Nas Illmatic album.
Yeah,
we didn't really play it a lot because the beats wasn't good to us, but to everyone else, that's a masterpiece, right?
Well, yeah, man. I'm just curious what you guys did about. Sorry, I just had to fix my hat right there because this part's blocking the light. I'm curious what you guys did about like Razzcast, because he was super lyrical and he was from the West Coast.
But if you see Razzcast's career, if Raz could have probably came out as the East Coast, did a lot better. Even though he still, I mean, he was good, but like when you think of, if you did a top list of West Coast artists, I mean, you may find some people that may have him in there, but like it ain't gonna. Razzcast was dope though, but it just wasn't like Corrupt. But Corrupt was originally from the East Coast.
Yeah.
But
right.
Corrupt got a little bit more love because he was with the Dog Pound and Snoop and all that.
Okay. What about how does your theory apply to Kendrick then?
Hey, what we say about Kendrick, man? We always talk about Kendrick. Like Kendrick, I think Kendrick has that level, that top 5 dead or alive level.
Okay.
But some people don't like the cadence, his cadence.
Yeah.
So like
I can hear
that. People don't like that type of, but he has reached that level to where like Kendrick could drop an album every 5 years and everybody gonna still be like waiting, anticipating it. But like we got face shot, the Grouch. He's more of a lyricist rapper from Cal. But Kendrick is just he just Kendrick, man. Like ain't nobody gonna really say nothing too bad about him. I'm not in Cali anymore. I'm in New. Poe was in San Diego in California. I now live in Brooklyn, New York. So my whole stance has changed on hip hop.
I feel like I always felt like anybody that Dre decides to co-sign is just always gonna do superbly because they come out with like Dre. You know what I'm saying? Because in terms of the people he put out, they all became mega superstars. They were never just average.
Just found out that SZA was on TDE. I didn't know SZA was signed to TDE.
Yeah, Pippin with them.
Yeah, I was like SZA, and you know her new album play around here now. My wife, between me and my wife, man, the album is dope. But like with Dre, yeah, man, you right. Everybody Dre. That's why it was kind of funny. Like I remember when Pac was out, Pac and Dre had beefed after California. And then like, yeah, because Dre was beefing with Death Row and all of that. So it was, we always talk about that on here too, because Pac kind of like was this misguided, man. So like Dre, when you saw Dre was severing some of his Death Row, you probably should have went with him, man.
yeah, especially for Dre's reasons, like his reasons for moving away. He was very like, what are we doing? I thought we were making music. It's like we're getting.
Are we a gang or are we a record label?
Yeah, you always have to focus.
And Pac decided to stay loyal to Suge, you know, and it just all spiraled out of control, man. But like, so being in South Africa, man, how big is hip hop there? I mean, I know you said there's, you know, hard to find the popping joints, but like, how big is it as far as like, is the top rappers in South Africa? So the top rappers that we have here in the U.S. like Drake and Kendrick, J. Cole. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, on Sway, there have been 2 of our top rappers there, and they sound like, you know, some of your mainstream type of guys. Like dudes that rap like me haven't been on that show. I've always had a bit of beef with that because like no, real talk, because like I see a platform like Sway's and I see it being for spitters. You know what I'm saying? Dudes that like literally want to like show their skill off. And when the ambassadors of my country come off sounding like very unlyrical guys on there, I always felt like it creates this perception that we don't have any real MCs. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing as when major artists come perform, or even if really underground cats came to perform from America here, the top rappers who sound commercial would still want to open for them. And I'm like, I don't know, the two brands don't mix. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess what it is they play the game. You got to play the game in hip hop. You know, like the game is not who's the lyricist, even though that's what hip hop was founded on. That's since the true essentials of being an MC is to have some lyrics. However, that is not how you play because and playing a game mean if you want to be famous, you want to make some money. Now you could be a boom bap rapper and do your thing, right?
Yeah.
But is it one of those things where you playing a waiting game to where boom bap is now back on? Because you know history does repeat itself, right? There was a time when the boom bap was on top. Now, would there ever be? Now, are you playing that? Like, all right, man. Well, I'm gonna keep going until boom bap is back on. We interviewed a guy. Paul, remember that dude, the white dude from Jersey, who was trying to say like he was rapping like Benny and before, and then now he feel like he ain't getting his props because he was rapping that before them. But that's what was hot at the time. He shifted his style though. So he like, oh, I used to rap like this, but now I rap this. But the way he originally rapped is what's hot right now.
Yeah.
He tried to change his style up. But I see what you saying, like, yeah, you like, yo, shit, man, I'm spitting. Yeah, you don't hear us, but everybody like, I want to hear 21. Can you do something for me? They want to hear the Drake and 27 show.
Damn.
So I know that's probably like
choices, man. Choices.
No, but you're not supposed to go do that rap just because it's hot. If that's style.
Exactly.
Oh, if you stick to what you know, because it's a lane for everybody in hip hop.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I've seen those transformations many times, and it's always a difficult choice. I mean, I know guys I started rhyming with way back doing Afro beats, and that's like one of those things I consider punishable by death because I swear to God, I'm just like, that's why when you guys were talking about Tim's, I was kind of like, I don't know, man. Like, I have no idea why I would even know who that artist is, because it doesn't in any way have anything to do with what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, in
But
terms of money,
it do
not
in
really.
a way.
Yeah, she African, man. She R&B singer.
No,
She won a Grammy.
that
She's
right,
like
right. See,
Boy. She's like
that's
Boy.
kind of what he's saying. Like listen, some artists in South Africa are like, damn, I need to get on the track with Tim's. But damn, why? But they like, yo, I want to get on because she on already.
Yeah, I just told you she got a song with Drake and Future. They sampled her song, and we won a Grammy off of it. They sampled her song and won a Grammy off of it. You probably know it once you look her up. You probably know
Here, you would know. You'd be like, oh, I never.
If you
like, look, because it's a thing. People thought it was a guy when she first came out, because she was on the song with she was on somebody. I was like, yo, that dude, he could sing. But when we saw it was actually a female. Her name is Tim's.
Yeah, he said it. They did an Afrobeat performance at the All-Star game.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday.
Tim's and Rema. I don't know Rema either.
Yeah, I know who Rema is. Is. Like, nah, this is my thing, though, man. Like, I like I said, I get it. But like I was telling you, it's some people in South Africa that I need to get Burna Boy on a song. Probably I need to get Tim's on a track. But you know what it is? I call people like you, like Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is a basketball Portland Trailblazer. He is really nice at what he does, but he don't want to play the game to win a championship. Like could be like, oh, I don't want to play for my team. I want to go to the best team and force a trade. He could force a trade to go play the top teams, but he say, nah, man, I get it with my team that I'm on, even if we lose. You know, I feel like people who are not like a boom bap rapper right now, if you continue to do your style and don't cross over to something else, like you just saying, look, I'm gonna stay true to who I am. I'm not gonna conform to what everybody else is doing. But in return, I'm probably not gonna win no championships. I'm not gonna Grammys. I'm not gonna get no this. But I was true to what I am, and if I got 1,000 true fans, I'm happy with that. Right? Do you feel that way? Like, if I got 1,000 fans, I'm good, as long as I'm not fake?
No, man. I mean, I agree in part and disagree in quite a few ways, because anybody who is in hip hop strictly for trying to eat and trying to like be famous and all that, and like that's their only source of like wealth, yeah, it's tricky if you're gonna do it just as a boom bap. But as far as my finances go, I'm good, dude. I'm really good. And because I'm good, I can literally just focus on the art form in that way without having any temptations to try to like, sell out. You know what I'm saying?
So it's pretty successful for you right now then, in a way. Like,
yeah, it's picking up. It's picking up.
That's why I said I always tell people, just stick to what you do, because like it's always gonna be somebody out there who like what you do. Like, even listen, at first I was like, damn, boom bap artist, but I let it play, and I was like, yo, this shit kind of dope. I looked you up. I didn't know you was from Echo when I first heard it. I was like, I wonder where dude's from. So I was like, yo, he's spitting like every song. It's just a whole bunch of like, to the point to where if someone don't know what you talking about, they lost in the song in a way, because it's like some of it is kind of deep. But I saw you from Africa. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. He might be doing all right out there, because what we did, we had, I always use him as an example. We had Frejo Star on from the Onyx, and I tried to make a joke about like how the old heads don't be getting no love in rap. And he was like, shit, I don't know what you talking about. I get money, yo. I put where they love me at. I go to where I'm loved. Like, if I'm not loved in the US, I'm in the US. If I'm loved in Spain, I'm gonna do my shows in Spain. Exactly. And get my money.
Exactly. Because you got to think about it, right? Like, are you the kind of person who wants to walk into a room and everybody be saying his name, right? Like, I'm not even talking music. I think it's a personality thing. Like, I prefer to speak to people that vibe with me as a person. And because what tends to happen is if everybody's talking, some of those people are not even for you. Like they're just pretending to be for you. And it gets very dangerous because you can't really identify, you know, true friends from fake friends. And, you know, there's a lot of betrayals that get involved. So I totally agree with Federal for saying stuff like that, because you've got to be very specific about what you're trying to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? Like even like with like I think of things stupid like high school. Like I could see people who were like really talked about, and I could see how they were moving, and I was like, I don't know if that's such a smart way to move, because you know, they were not being true to themselves. They were like chameleons. They were changing who they were. Or you get people like, and some of these people will say they know something when they don't, just because it looks bad to say you don't know about something that everybody else knows about, right? And when people leave, I'd say, you don't know what he was talking about. He's like, yeah, I know, but I don't want him to know about that. Just like when you asked me about Tim's, I wasn't going to be like, oh, yeah. I know Tim's when I don't.
And then we ask you another question, and you're like, what? I don't know. No, I see what you're saying. It's like when we did, that was how we was in high school. Like, because in high school, if when a movie came out, you kind of had to go to the movie theater to watch it, because wasn't no Netflix and all of these streamers. So like, I mean, we used to always you never wanted to be the person who didn't see the movie because it probably wasn't cool. So like, I remember times I ain't have money to go to movies all the time. So people would be like, yo, did you go see Friday? I'm like, yeah, I saw Friday, man. That shit was crazy. They'd be like, man, remember that one part? And you like, oh shit, what part? I remember that part. or you only try to bring up parts that was on the preview or whatever, but yeah. Like that,
well, fortunately, I was cool in that respect because I'd already like seen that shit before most people. But also, I've just been fortunate enough not to be around stupid people, because you could be around stupid people just because that's the school you go to, or that's where you're at. And those people, their level of, let's say, nice or humor is just dumb. Like yours is here, theirs is there. And if you're just always going to do what people want, you become stupid because now you're going to go like that to be with them. And that lowers your being, man. I hope you guys weren't doing stuff like that, because that would just be disappointing.
No, I wasn't doing that.
So, now you saying that, now you're probably saying that not to seem like, yeah.
I remember I probably did say I seen a movie that I didn't see a couple times, but I mean, hey, I was trying to be cool with the fellas growing up. But as far as like your album, this is your debut. So how long have you been rapping?
I've been rapping for a minute. It's been a while. I had a mixtape some years back under a record label I was with, but this is like my my debut. I've been working on it for about 4 years. I only say that because the oldest record on there is about 4 years, but then the other ones are earlier, so I still say 4 years. I could have put it out earlier, but I just didn't, because I had to get straight with the beef I had with my previous record label. You know, they didn't want to let the music out. They were like, yeah, there's problems, we're gonna keep it. And then I was like, no, I'm gonna move on. And they're like, well, you can't take this with you. Then later on they said you could have it back. So I had to kind of figure out like how I was gonna, you know, come out, because you start to feel different about a certain project based on some of the stuff you've been through with it. And when you have new ideas lyrically, like you want to incorporate them or you want to do something completely fresh is what you end up doing.
Yeah. So being an artist in South Africa, who are some of the top labels people want to sign?
Honestly, it's the same as it's not quite like the States. It's the old school. So it's those big labels like EMI, BMG, and Sony. So they have branches here, and
those are like all the money.
Yeah, exactly. So I was with an indie label called Motif, and they were kind of doing some really art stuff, you know, very, very like crossover. So they had quite a versatile, what do you call it, roster? You know what I'm saying? But they were also just they didn't know what the hell they were doing. They were trying to figure, they started as a label, then they became an entertainment company, then they became a consultancy. And in that time, they had their artists on there. So it was kind of like the artists were like, are we still a label? Because you guys are acting a lot like a booking agency type of thing, you know? Then
Oh,
later it's like, okay, it just looks like you guys are managing talent. So once I figured out that's what they were doing, like I was like, look, I need to move on, man. And so did everybody else.
yeah, that's
But
no,
it was a
that's
beautiful
cool.
experience, like introduction into the music industry. That was pretty epic.
So what? How? Look, for people who just watching and wondering, like, oh man, that's cool. He's from South Africa, man. How growing up in South Africa? Would it be similar? You know, you got the same type of stuff that goes on here and there as far as city life. Then you got your country. Then you got, or how was it growing up, South Africa, as far as like.
Well,
Just I don't know, man. Because some people, I always want to. I never been able to visit Africa, but I've always wanted to. And just want to know what a day in the life is like out there.
well, I mean, every day I have to cross a river and, you know, worry about crocodiles and shit. Nah, I'm just kidding, man. I mean,
I didn't even believe that
you
shit,
guys,
yo. I was like,
and
nah.
well, I had to know because I don't know. You guys might believe anything, man. I just gotta see where you at. My man right there, really
No,
quiet.
I know it's some city. I know it's like city. Oh yeah, but nah.
No.
I don't
But
think we can believe that.
on the real, like I learned something to yesterday that made me understand a lot about what they say about you Americans. Like America generally has a bad rap for being everywhere in the world. Like they have a bad rap for being pretty like stupid and ignorant. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
just
for
because
sure.
but I for the first time, because I've been to America, I've spent a year out there in New York studying film, and it was quite cool just checking the culture shock. But I know people tend to think that, you know, y'all are pretty dumb because you don't know anything about the rest of the world, but there's something which makes it make sense. Texas, for example, is the size of a country. Like Texas is bigger than the United Kingdom. Wait, no, sorry. Texas is bigger than England, right? Which is a whole country. So
Right.
if some of the states are as big as certain countries all over the world, you could spend your whole life in what you call a state, but for the rest of the world, it's like you're in a country, and a country is huge. You need a passport to cross. So if your states are sometimes the size of countries, it's understandable that you could have a very fulfilling experience just staying there.
Just staying
You know what I
in
mean?
that state, right?
Because cats that are just from England don't get criticized for never getting out because it's so vast. Whereas here, our equivalent to a state is a province. We call it a province. And a province is probably the size of a section in your city. You know, it's like a small area. So a lot of the time, like Africans get offended when you say you're from Africa because the continent is so huge. There are places we are never going to go to, right?
Yeah.
And yet we get affiliated with the rest of the continent. So we look at it like if you're from Ghana, somebody has to say, hey, I heard you're from Ghana versus you're from Africa. But if you're from South America, like, I don't know how they feel. Maybe they feel the same. They don't like you saying you're South American. They might be like, no, I'm from Bolivia kind of thing, or they want you to be specific. So
wait, for someone to say you're from Africa, how do you take, you're like, damn, wait, I'm from, because you're from South Africa, which is the name of the country. But you live within a certain city.
Yes.
Within South Africa.
Province. Yeah, certain province, because it's province first, then city. So yeah, but like it's because, like, I don't know, man. Like in America, you guys all speak English, right? So if you're from like Washington and someone is from like Texas, the only thing different really is the accent, and I suppose, you know, the vibes are different. But
right.
There's no boundaries with language. So when someone says you're African, I'm like, well, there's different languages in every single country in Africa. So if you say African, I'm like, well, yes and no. But I'll tell you what, the only difference is the language barrier, because the way we raise our kids is exactly the same anywhere in Africa, which is why genetically, you're a black man. And even though you might not know your roots, your parents probably might have beat your ass if you didn't listen.
Oh yeah, for
Like,
sure.
yeah, that's like in the genes. Like we do that
Mhm.
too. I mean, things are a bit different now, but the way we raise our kids is more or less the same. It's that whole thing of it takes a village to raise a child, like a whole village to raise a child. It's not like a two parent like affair type of thing. So that sticks generation to generation, you know.
Right.
So South Africa is considered the New York of Africa just because technologically it's always been on par with the rest of the world. Like what we're doing now, like the ease with which I just get on my computer, that's because we have fiber. There's no other African countries that have fiber. Like we got it first. So we've
Mm.
always been fortunate in that way. That's why a lot of people that want to do well in Africa come to South Africa, Johannesburg specifically.
Are you in
Uh,
Johannesburg?
yeah, I'm in
Because I
Johannesburg.
see
Yeah,
you had a song. One of the songs was called Joburg.
stand up.
So I
Yeah,
kind of figured I was like,
oh,
he might live in Johannesburg.
yeah, I'm from
Shit.
Joburg. You know,
And is primary language?
look, everybody speaks English, but there is no such thing as a primary language because we have 11 different languages that just
Damn.
circulate everywhere. Like,
So you have to know
okay,
them then.
well, you have to know one
What's that
because
one?
you have to know either Soto or Zulu.
Okay.
If you speak one of those two, everybody's gonna know what you're saying because everybody else comes to Johannesburg and they learn Zulu or Soto if they know the other ones.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Even dudes from Zimbabwe that come here learn one of the two.
Yeah, I gotta visit. Man, my wife got a man who live in Ghana, and I was thinking about like I had looked up living in Ghana, man, and it was saying like it said it's one of the countries that treat African Americans the best in Africa.
Yeah,
As
I can
far as like
believe that.
into the society. Only bad thing they said about it was like the electricity is just so spotty, man. Like that's like
No,
that's the worst complaint. Is like you may have electricity for like 2 days, and that should be a week.
damn. Well, I used to live there for about 3 years, and I went to an American school. That's why my accent also is in between. Like a lot of people here say, did I grow up in America? And when I'm in America, it's like you kind of sound like you're from here, but I can't place your accent. But
Right.
Ghana is one of the most beautiful places to raise children and just have a great connection with like human beings because they're so peaceful. Like there is very little violence. It's a very Christian philosophy, but I don't mean religious. Like I don't mean everything is related to God. It's just they're God fearing, so they try their best not to do wrong. So like if you prank call somebody, they'll say God is watching. Be careful. If you overpay, they'll track you down and say you gave me too much. Or
Dang.
they'll wait till the next time you come back and say, yeah, last time you were here, you gave me too much. If you leave your keys in the ignition, they say, sir, you left your keys in the ignition or your window's still open. So it is like that. But the mistake I've always seen Americans make, like because they view Africa as one thing, because it could be the size of one of your states, they don't understand that every single country is different economically. Like, you know, America and Europe are first world countries, which essentially means the efficiency of technology and the way things work is state of the art. It's top of the line. So you don't really get food shortages, and things like power cuts are rare, like frequently. So when you consider moving, like you remember in the movie Belly, did you ever see Belly? Like that old movie that had Nas and DMX. And
Yeah.
in Belly, Nas talks about, yo, let's go to Africa, yo. And I'm always like, you see, that's the thing. You can't just say Africa. You have to figure out where in Africa you want to go, because if you're going to give up the convenience of how comfortable you are in a first world country, that's gonna be a big like move. Like you're talking about electricity in Ghana. Yo, it's worse. There's stuff like malaria. There's diseases you've never heard of that you could get from, you know, bugs in the air. There's the humidity, right? There's like, somebody said it's like Florida. I don't know. I've never been to Florida, but humidity is not like heat. Like the wind is a certain temperature. It's real. And that's all the time. There's no winter, which is great because you have, you know, you don't get cold. It's warm. But Caucasians, white people have heat stroke in Ghana. They'll go play tennis at the hotel and drop dead. Bam.
Damn.
Because of the heat stroke. But if you want to come to Africa and feel like convenience wise, you're still maybe in New York, the place to come to would be South Africa. That's why so many movie stars even buy property here in Cape Town. Like Will Smith comes here all the time. Idris Elba now comes here a lot.
That's my wife's second husband.
Oh man, I can't believe you say that with a straight face.
No, because she let me have one. Not a husband, but a second wife.
Right,
I mean, no, but mine's is it's crazy because like my celebrity wife Crush. That I like is white.
Who?
I like Jessica Chastain.
Damn, who's Jessica Chastain now?
She not that big, but
is she an actress?
She actually got a movie with it called My Game.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. That girl. Yeah, she's got something freaky with the eyes, though, man. There's this thing she does when she's serious. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. When she's serious, where she almost creeps you out, but that's just her face. She's got this serious thing she does with the eyes where it's pretty like deep.
Yeah, but who you like that's a celebrity, man?
But
I do like Regina. I do like Regina Hall too.
Good
no,
choice,
not Hall. Choice. Not Hall. What's wait, is it Hall 227?
I'm not sure.
There's Regina's. Like... Damn, what's the Regina that out? The one who play on Harder They Fall. Idris Elba again. He's in there too. Damn,
how do they fall? How do they fall? Wait, hold up. Yeah, I see that.
Regina King.
Regina King. Right. Okay, so you got two then.
I do love Regina King too. Man.
You know, a homie of mine taught me something I'll never forget. He said he doesn't mind when his woman has a celebrity crush and talks a lot about him because women's ambitions when it comes to that are almost unattainable because they fantasize about somebody 7,000 billion miles away, whereas us, we looking at the girl next door or somebody in the same building complex. You know, these are doable goals.
They got unattainable goals. We like, yo,
yeah.
I just want the
homie
chick
be
from
sitting on the couch
the grocery store.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just sitting there like, I don't mind if you talk about him because unless we go, even if we go to his concert or show, you're not gonna.
You ain't got a shot. You ain't got a shot.
Yeah,
I ain't never think about that.
Now he put me onto that. I was like, no, I see what you're saying.
I do. One time though, we was at a club. Me and my wife was at a club, and Mike Epps was there, and he came in there and he started dancing on her. I'm like, ooh, this too close, man. Like, if he picked her out of everybody to dance with, send one of his boys later and be like, yo, Mike want to talk to your girl.
Wait, that happened?
You gonna talk to him?
So
he didn't do that. He didn't do it, but I was like, damn, man, like if he picked her out of every come like dance on, what if he sent one of his? Then we went to a club, Fabulous was performing, he pointed her in the crowd come on the stage. I said, damn.
You know, but it would because if he gets out of line and you have to act up, it's kind of like how is the media gonna spin that? Are they gonna make it seem like Fabulous is an asshole?
Though. How you gonna get that security?
Oh yeah, well, exactly. Then there's that. Are you even gonna get that close?
What happened on the Ludacris skit when the dude found out his girl was fucking with Ludacris? He was like, "Oh shoot, you got Ludacris? All right, okay,
damn, that's my dog." Oh no, that's bad.
No, you gonna be able to do about that?
I worry more about Usher concerts, man. Have you seen what Usher be doing on stage with them girls?
Yeah, man.
That grind and shit.
Hey, my
Damn.
girl come out. She already asked me that shit in July. She like, me and my girl going to Usher concert. I'm like,
I'd be like, no, you are not.
They trying to get front row too. You like, you ain't getting no front row seats.
Yo, man, if she goes after I told her not to, best believe we gonna be cuffed together. So when they pull us up, they're like, wait, oh no, they're
like, why here too?
Like, no way, I'm not gonna be that guy.
We a package.
People that know us that say, yo, man, I'm pretty sure I saw your girl. Was she the one on stage? Damn, bro, I'm so sorry about that. You know,
and it depends on what song he about to sing too, right? He one of them little sensual soul songs, like what's the one? 7 o'clock on the dot. I'm in my top. You ain't going up there for that one.
Yeah. My younger brother broke up with a girl because of something like that. Sean Paul was in town, and she wanted to go and see him, and she even wanted to get backstage, and then they fought about it, and then she said she wasn't gonna go. Then she still went anyway. Then he found out, and he was like, "Yep, I knew it. I can't trust you." Then he dumped her.
Take your goofy ass off somewhere. I would too.
Man, we was at a golfing thing, and it was funny, man, because like he was supposed to be leaving, but Tiger, man, my wife saw Tiger Woods, bro. Like so. Hey, I'm walking, thinking behind me.
Yeah.
So we walking to leave. I'm turning. I said, "What the fuck, my yo." I had to go back, bro. She stayed there just staring at Tiger Woods. I'm like, yo, ain't nothing about to happen.
Hey, that's different though. That's Tiger Woods. That's like Obama. Hey, you gotta just accept that. Hey,
nah. I ain't even trip. I was just like, damn, we gotta go. You over here staring at Tiger Woods, man. What's going on?
Speaking of Tiger Woods, you saw that shit. He got in trouble because he, I guess him and the dude was having a putting driving contest, and he walked to the dude and gave him a tampon.
Dang.
Yeah, and they
why did he do that?
He was basically
saying
he was saying do the pussy.
Oh, the dude he was against?
Yeah, he was playing golf against another dude and he was beating him. So he walked past him and gave him a tampon. Like he was just saying
Tiger Woods, that doesn't sound like him. He was just joking. But he had to apologize for it though. But he was just playing around with the dude. But he was calling the dude a pussy. That shit was funny.
Wait, hold on. I'm getting a call. Oh, hold on. But yeah, we got any videos? We got any videos we can play for the people? You got any videos out?
What, me?
Yeah.
No, not yet. Not off this project. There's just on YouTube. I got some stuff I did, you know, along the way. A few performances, a few videos. Yeah.
I'm gonna play one of the tracks, man. I think
He got another interview anyway. He got a doubleheader today.
Who?
Boom.
You got another interview after this, right?
Or yeah, I do, bro.
Yeah,
I do.
Oh yeah, so look, we're gonna get it. We're gonna play a track about it before we get out of here, man. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna ask you though, because these are ones I kind of like off the album, just from the first listen through. I like Labels, Bad Gods. I kind of like Red Portrait Part 1. I think Reef the Lost Cause. I thought we interviewed him before. Did we, Paul?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Hey, so you don't know her? We gotta go back to this.
he wants you to Sims.
You don't know her?
I don't know who.
The girl right here
on the screen.
Where? Oh, so this is Tim's?
Yeah.
She looked like somebody I might know, but
yeah, that's what I was saying. That's the halftime right there. All three of them was at halftime right there.
Okay.
Yeah, she dope if you ain't heard about her though. She cool. She R&B though. Don't say she ain't no rapper. She R&B.
Yeah, you were saying earlier.
But yes, cool. Yeah. So yeah, that's her. But those are, man. What about let's do which one you want to let the people hear?
What video or song?
No, song.
I want them to hear what's it called, man? The Hard Way.
The Hard Way. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it. What's The Hard Way about?
Yo, The Hard Way is about how anything worthwhile in life is not easy to accomplish.
The
hardest things to accomplish are the most difficult, to the point where some people give up along the way. and it gets pretty philosophical about it doesn't matter what you're trying to do. If you're trying to achieve something of a high standard, it's not going to be easy. So doing things the hard way is usually known as a criticism, and it's not. Sometimes doing things the hard way is literally the best way to, achieve what you need to. So I dedicated a song to that, because I always do things the hard way. Even like with how I met my wife, like I could have gotten married a lot earlier, but there was just too many red flags, and there's a lot of pressure. If you're African, there's a lot of pressure, man. Your folks be like, they want grandkids or they want this, and they're like, get your life together, get married, find yourself a woman. I think that's everywhere. I think sometimes, but like,
is it arranged marriages in Africa or no?
In more cultural places, yes, but more in other African countries. South Africa is very modern.
Okay.
It's we live the way you do. Like that's why a lot of the time we can travel to your place and be okay. You can come here and feel at home. But deeper African countries have big problems coming to America because there's usually a language barrier if they don't speak English, and cultural as well. Like that would be a problem. If you went to visit, then there'd be a lot of like ceremonies, and you'd feel that like village vibe. So it just depends what you're looking for. Like we have cities, and then we have safari. Like if you want to go see some lions, there are parks where you take game drives, and you can see that stuff. You can see them feeding. But that is as much a tourist attraction to us as it would be for you. It's not like we spend every month doing it.
Y'all be smoking weed out there?
Yeah, we have some of the best because the climate makes it perfect to grow it. Yeah. I'm actually my other side, it's not even a side thing. Like one of my main things is cannabis. Like I work with a group of people that have a farm. You know what I'm saying?
You said at the beginning.
So, I should have said that at the beginning, I just thought we were here to talk about the music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I work with 2 cannabis plants for medicinal purposes. So I learned a lot about the ideal conditions in the soil to grow the weed. Lesotho is very high altitude, so there's very little impurities in the soil because it's so high up.
I'm gonna get some of that.
Yeah, man. Hit me up after this interview and we can talk business. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, Poe definitely gonna hit you up too.
Is that what you're smoking right now?
Hell yeah.
Damn, man. How you get away with that? Weren't they kids in there just now?
No.
Oh no, the baby went to bed.
Oh, okay.
He said, Daddy finna toke something, so you gotta go lay down. But
yeah.
Out here, man, we
like I'm in California, so it's legal.
Yeah.
Whereabouts in Cali are you? Wait, it's illegal or legal?
It's legal.
It's been legal.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is weed legal or illegal in South Africa?
Yeah, it is now. You can smoke recreationally now. Even in public. Even in public.
Yeah, I think out here you can have.
Anyway, like, it's a fucking plan. I wish a motherfucker, like, even when it was illegal, it was legal to me. Like, I don't let laws control my life, man. But law don't make no sense. It don't make no sense.
You still gonna go to jail though?
It is what it is.
Hey, I told my little brother that when he was a Moor.
It used to be illegal to be black and be free. Shit, what would happen then? You gonna just be a slave because it's illegal?
Hey, speaking of that, man, we got off topic, man. Speaking of that. Do African Americans like why haven't they came back to that? Or I do hear the opposite too, where we're not welcome African countries because they don't really like, man, they got something against us in some countries where it's like can't really come here and claim to be African. You can come and visit and be a tourist.
But I don't know. I guess before he say anything, I just want to say something. Man, you look at all of us, man. We look the same. You give a fuck where you from. Look, we look the same. All of us right now.
We do look the same thing, though.
You look like me. They gonna be like, these are all some black people. That's all they gonna say. Don't give a fuck where you from. That's our problem. We so quick to be like, oh, you from here, you from here. No, we black or whatever you want to call it. We all the same.
What they say on Boys in the Hood? He said, "You from Africa?" He said, "No, I ain't. I'm from Crenshaw Mafia."
I remember that.
That's
I
us.
remember that.
Like white people don't think like that, but us, we think like that. But white people,
we think
them motherfuckers be from Europe, from Russia, from Italy, from
they claim white. They claim
white.
Yeah, they claim they.
We gotta be on some separate shit all the time.
No, that's the issue with us here in America. Like I don't know if it's like that there, but here, black folks is on some like it's just some weird type of time, man. Where we feel like we are the chosen. You know, you are the chosen people, man. You are the or whatever. But like we got to get past ourselves. You know, but you got people who with the way it is.
But we don't work together, man. Like we compete. Like we don't work together. Like
we compete with each other, but we don't compete with the other races.
No, we don't. Like we can, and that's the thing that's holding us back. Like I have never been. I'm a proud black man just because of everything we're capable of and have proven that we can do. Like, and it doesn't matter where you're from in either the States or Africa. Like black people we're the first people on the planet, and we'll be the last. And like we're amazing, right? But fundamentally, we sabotage ourselves because we don't work together. You know, the Jewish people are phenomenal in the sense that they literally, if you start a business, they will make sure that they come and support you because you're Jewish, right? Like even if your product wasn't quite on point, they tell you, but they would show you that support and even help you get it better. And when I look at what Jewish people have accomplished, I'm like, yeah, not as much talent, let's say, but because they work as a team, and it doesn't matter where in the world you're from, as long as you're Jewish in that way, you put each other on. Where I have seen it work with black people, like Nigerians, they're the same. If one of them comes to your country, any new Nigerians that come to your country get put on by that guy. Like,
oh yeah, for sure. Even out here.
And then, everywhere in the world.
Yeah,
that's how they do.
They ride with each other. They get that money too.
Yeah, that's
get
the
that
thing.
money.
So it proves that when you do work together, everybody gets happy.
And I heard that's why some Nigerians look at Black Americans with some disdain, like oh man, like why y'all not like us or whatever. But I was just telling my daughter about the Jews the other day because she was asking, because we in New York City, man. It's like Jews got their own police, Jews got their own fire, EMS, ambulance. They got everything. She's like, how could they get away with that? I'm like, because it's power in numbers. How the city gonna tell her that shit if all of them are one accord with it, all of them got money, all of them city can't say shit. Oh, y'all got your own police? All right, cool. Shit, man, you'll see Jewish police car look just like NYPD cars.
Wow.
If a black community police car that look like the NYPD car, they shut that shit down, yo. Like, because they know we have all this internal strife. So it's like, can we even really trust the police force riding around Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Are they gonna be running people? Are they gonna be, who knows what they'll do? But the Jews got everything. They got their own hospital, they got their own supermarkets out here. Like, it's crazy. It's good to see that, but it's like, damn, how come we can't do nothing?
Hey, but we had our own stuff at first, but then they wanted to do they got rid of segregation. But when we had segregation, we had our own stuff.
Yeah, no, that's true. And the Jews, they kind of segregated in a way because out here they got their own neighborhood that they live in, where they keep their own hospital neighborhood. They got their own everything in it. Where segregation might have not been, or segregation might not have been the problem, right? Because when we integrated it, we still got treated like shit when we integrated.
Yeah,
I
think the other thing the Jews have, they still have their traditions, like their culture, like they never lost their identity. Slavery killed us because to not know where you originate from means there's a certain part of you that you feel has been taken or missing. They don't have that. They're
Mhm.
confident also because they know that they kept everything. They know everything about their history. It's biblical. So that like does a lot, because when they help one another, it's also based on history. Like, we have always helped one another. So they never lost their identity. So well, whereas with us, so many of us are displaced in different places. I mean, you could be related to somebody in a way and never really know it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So that's got to work on your mind a bit. I mean, what we never touched on. I mean, we were supposed to talk about music in this interview, but this
No,
is even
we
dope
this how we
because
do it on the Two
no,
Black Brothers.
that's dope though. That's dope though. Like, we didn't even touch on racism. Like, racism for me growing up was bad, man. Like, because Lesotho, essentially, I was born in Lesotho, which is inside South Africa, but it's its own country because we retained our independence. But like, we didn't have white people, so till I was 8, I didn't even know what racism was, right? And then I came to South Africa, which had apartheid, and I remember sitting in class with all these white kids, and they were like pointing at me. They didn't have to say any words, but the one girl said to the other, "What's bothering you?" And she just pointed at me, and I was 8. And I just felt it. I was like, oh, is that what that is? And then, like, the only difference is we managed to take back the power. So when Mandela came out of prison, that was the first Black president in our history, and there hasn't been a white rule since. So then we began to change the laws in our favor. We began to do a bunch of things, and the racism now, if you like, like our equivalent, if a white person calls you a nigger, they can go to jail. It's a true
Damn.
story. No, real talk. They can go to prison. It's actually happened, right? Like, if you're caught on camera with a phone and they say that, you're going to prison. That's what we've managed to do. We've managed to change the laws. Some guy sang a racist song and put it out. Cops went to get him. He's in prison right now. It's been 6 years.
Damn, you can't even say it in a song if you white.
Nope. No way.
You need to move out there just cause, huh?
No way.
Y'all doing
No
that
way.
out there? Shit.
Yeah. I mean, what has to happen is somebody has to prosecute. Like, if you don't prosecute, then nothing will happen. But if there's evidence if people heard that white person said whatever, they go into prison, man. You know, that's kind of
I
our
like
history.
that.
So, yeah. So, and it's bad, man. The saddest thing is when there's home invasions. I remember, like, these Black dudes, came into my parents' home with guns, and they was gonna rob them and do all kinds of stuff. And my mom was like, what are you guys doing? And they were like, oh, sorry, yo. We thought white people live here.
Damn.
We're really sorry. Like, and then she was like, no, but even if white people lived here, you guys need to get your lives in order. She kind of spoke to you. She spoke to them like the way our parents spoke to us if we were doing some dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, y'all crazy.
And like, when I came to New York, I realized how different Black people in America to where I'm from are. Like, man, like, I got arrested the first time I got to New York because I didn't have any ID. And I went through that gate. There's that gate in the subway. There's the
you jumped the turnstile.
Yeah, I went through.
You went through the one where people open when they leave, and you walked in when they were leaving out. Yeah, you can't do that.
Exactly. Yeah. So a cop in civilian gear said to me, "Why'd you do that?" And I was like, "But like 9 other people just did it. I'm not from here." One thing led to another. He's like, "Where you from?" I told him. He's like, "Can I see some ID?" And I'd left my passport in Queens where I was staying. And the cop was like, "Sorry."
It's all bad. It's all bad.
And they were arresting a guy because they thought he was selling drugs. He had like 8 pairs of jeans on, and they were just searching his ass, and they couldn't find anything. And they put him in the back of the cop car. But on the way to the station, the amount of Black people that were swearing at these cops, like swearing, and the cops were swearing back, they were so angry, right? And I was still trying to understand it. I was like, where I'm from, you can't really talk to cops that way because they just abuse their power. Like, if you look at them wrong, they'll just find a reason. They won't beat you up, but what they'll do is they'll make your day hell. They'll take you in, they'll deny you a phone call for 4 hours and just ruin your day just because you don't show respect. So the cool thing about Americans is they know their rights, man. Like they know how much they can get away with most of the time. Like we don't know that. Like we don't know our constitution quite as well as you guys do. Like yeah, so that was always cool. But like it was so like I kind like when Barack became in power, like I wondered
He was
what
never in
like
power, man. He was just president.
yeah, you see, that's the thing. Like
We know that we know. See, that's the thing. Like with us, man, we knew like, all right, yo, that's a look. You ever heard of black guy? Shit. That was definitely a token as far as concerned, because he was never in power only because he never had the House and the Senate. Now it could have been different if the president while he had the majority in the Senate or the House, because then different thing you probably would have wanted would have happened. But people have to understand that if you're the president, but that if you're a Democrat or a Republican president, House is the opposite, then if they don't like what the hell you talking about, then they really jumping off. So he was really the president, but technically he ain't really had no like only. I mean, he could pardon you out of prison, and can't nobody stop him from doing that or whatever. But like he could sign things in law, but like it still had to pass through the House and the Senate.
yeah.
Now, and if it one passed and then one didn't, then it's like he could veto it, but then he knew how this is the thing. Veto it, but you don't got a lot of veto power. So it's like, all right, man. Here. So that's why I don't like people say Barack didn't do shit. Barack really couldn't. You know, like
I see what you're saying.
He couldn't really do but we loved him because he was African American. You know, like we didn't give a fuck. We knew he couldn't do nothing, but we were just happy. I remember when he won. And like people were just knocking on the door, all jumping around, happy. Like, yo, chill, man. Like this don't change. Ain't nothing finna change, you know. But it was good to see that for us, you know. Like I worked my job. I interviewed a guy from Pakistan on my actual real job.
Okay.
Yo, this
which is what?
I do like sagacious people coming into work for the government, for the federal government. So I was interviewing a guy from Pakistan. He was in love with Barack Obama. So I see the impact through people that I told that Obama being president had on people in the other parts of the world. Man, this dude was like a White House communications chief who was born in Pakistan. He said he decided that when Barack Obama became president, that he was going to change his life around, go to law school, go do this, go do that, so he can attain a job at the highest levels of the U.S. government. He said
that's amazing.
And he was living there when Barack Obama became president. He moved to the U.S., got his citizenship and everything. Ended up working at the White House when right. So he came when Barack first became president. He moved to the U.S. By the time he got his citizenship, Barack Obama had 2 years left. He ended up getting a job working at the White House with Barack Obama from Pakistan.
That is incredible.
I was like, damn, y'all love Barack Obama and Pan, bro? He was like, yes, we love him. I was like, damn.
Yeah, man, but it's also the same with people like Mandela, you know, like when I got to America, I was also a bit impressed with the impact he's had just to all human beings, you know, like some people
hold on, I'm gonna grab something real quick while y'all say that.
Word, man. So one thing you don't know, bro, is like the worst thing about apartheid was the white people, the Afrikaners, right? They had a superior form of education. So if you were black, they made sure you got really bad education, right? So by the time we took the power back, great, we've taken back the power, but the education was inferior. So the competency of doing certain things was not going to be on the same level that they were doing it at, because that's what they wanted to do. It was a failed concept. They couldn't even we couldn't even join the military because they didn't want to give us guns, because they knew, because they're a minority, like we're the majority. So if we had guns and they taught us how to use them, we was obviously going to kill them, right? So they didn't even have a superior military force in that respect. But so, and we're seeing that now, like certain things that are wrong with the country. I always tell my dad this. I'm like, do you think it's because of that education that they gave your generation? And my dad was like, yeah, man, that's why the only thing they do when they get into power is try to steal everything and just get rich and forget about the people. Well, that's not really fair. But
they do that out here too.
Damn. Yeah. See, that's the thing.
Hey, you be seeing like some black people get in power. You be like, then you hear 2 years later they ain't got caught in embezzle. They did all of this because you just like. Exactly. But look. In America, Nelson Mandela is a black superhero to us. I have this on my wall. It's a picture. I gotta turn. Oh wait, you could probably see some of it, but I'm gonna turn my thing off.
I see.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn.
I see Mandela. I see Malcolm X. I see Barack Obama.
Then it's Barack and Martin.
And then Martin Luther King.
Yeah, I keep that. I keep it. I got an office. Nice, I keep that up, man, because you know, man. Shit, Mandela, that was he a superhero to us too.
Yeah,
even though he was not from here. Shit, we followed the that guys have as well, especially on that level, like on the apartheid level. So like, in that regard, we all won. You know, at the end of the day, we should feel all, like Poe said, we all look the same shit.
No doubt.
But look, we're going to this track, man. We know you got something to do, man. We know it's like 4 in the morning now. So let's get this track. We got the hard way. We got Honored Moocher. You got PoPolitickin, man. You got DJ Period, which is just 2 black brothers. Man, let everybody know who you talk to. This is one of the dopest podcasts you've been on. Because say, man, we want to know about the person, and we also gonna get to the music at some point, right?
Right.
But we want to know who you are, and people like people just based off what they into. So this is the hard way.
I see that.
And this is I had the album here. Let everybody know the name of the album.
Red Mercury. The Omitis Journal.
Let's get it. All right, I got it.
Oh, shooting now, nigga.
I had to come up the hard way because I never had a helping hand. Now this is what I had to do.
Smooth operating on your crew, pop. Tupac, I'm cool, pop. Gotta make the news, rock a new spot. Every time I'm sick with this, man, I'm so ubiquitous, ridiculous. We just want some chicks to have some kids with us. Live for this, struggling to find someone to die for. Cyborg, metallic arms, I grab the mic, I'm Tom Ford. Jean Paul, Gaultier got encore. Fly low, where you behave like activists looking for things to die for. Life is short as leprechauns. About to put my Kevlar on. Next to Dons are presidents who work with my Decepticons. Get the bomb, cautious of the toes I might be stepping on. Never wrong, walking to the battlefield with weapons drawn.
I had to come up the hard way because I never had a helping hand. Now this is what I had to do.
Like Clint Eastwood, it's hard out here to be good. The priesthood took me in, I found it hard to eat good. The bad man truly do the bad man. Boogeyman's duty to spank booty. The black hang moody, yeah, you shoot the bars. About to shoot through the czars, so smash the flute, shoot guitars. Look for loot, whoop the cars. The prick chicks adore, picks with chicks, pick the core. Pick the flick, split the core. Trip the switch, flip the floor.
I had to come up the hard way because I never had a helping hand. Now this is what I had to do. I had to come up the hard way because I never had a helping hand. Now this is what I had to do.
like that joint too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. What's the sample on there? Yeah,
It's
the
a dude
sample on there
called
dope.
it's Ginny Brooks.
Mm.
Yeah, it's Ginny Brooks. The song is called Helping Hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one right there. Look, man, thank you so much for chopping it up with us, man, sitting down with us and talking. We gotta have you back on, man. You know, sometimes we just meet people, and it's just like a guide. You know, that's why I got from this conversation. So anytime you want to come back, anytime you dropping something new to come debut it with us, we here. Let everybody know how they can find you, how they can find you, how they can find you, and how they can find the music.
Yeah, check out the album on Bandcamp. It's Red Mercury. You just gotta type in Honored Moocher. Honored Moocher, it'll pull up the Bandcamp. Bandcamp is amazing. But on all socials, just hit Honored Moocher on Instagram, YouTube. You gonna find where I'm at. But to get a hold of me, just either use MJ Hip Hop Connects or honoredmoocher@gmail.com. Honoredmoocher@gmail.com. Real
You
simple.
got an Instagram?
Yeah, same thing. Honored
Okay.
underscore Moocher. Yeah.
Hey, me and Poe, man, we're gonna try to figure out a way to come to South Africa, man. We're gonna come
Come through, man. Hit me up. Hit me up. I'll give you guys a great tour. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. We're gonna do it.
Let's
do an episode live from South Africa.
That would be dope, man. That would be
Uh-huh.
dope. I get you some of that. I get you some of that SA weed, bro.
Hey, he can't take it back with him though, can he?
I don't look. If it's medicinal, I'll give him a letter.
Oh,
right, and he could leave with it because then it's for his health, and it's like,
yeah.
You can have that, yeah.
All right, I don't use it, but man, I know it's pretty. I know it's native there that I could take back with me, man. So we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
But nice talking with you.
Nice talking to you guys, man.
Keep doing your thing, bro. Pro. You got something before we leave?